I'm Dave.
I'm Kyle.
And this is Kyle and Dave versus the Machine. This week, I think we're watching the classic City Lights with Charlie Chaplin from back in ye old 1931,
I think.
That is a real year.
That's been reported. If you can believe the news.
If you're on YouTube, you may not believe that, but apparently it's a fact. This is the first Charlie Chaplin film that I've watched in its entirety. I think everybody's seen snippets and bits of all the great gags, but this was a phenomenal experience, actually. I thought it was very interesting to step into a silent world. And when we learn in the background research from our audio podcast, there's a lot of drama in this even being a silent movie. Right, Kyle? I mean,
Yeah, some people will push back and say this isn't entirely a silent movie because there is a score that was written specifically for this movie. There is actually sound that you hear in certain scenes. So you might not hear people talking, at least not like clearly, but there is sound that actually is attached to this film.
I think too, talkies are a thing now, and Charlie Chaplin's pushing back, and he made some silent movie epics. I mean, these aren't 10-minute shorts where people fall down on their face, Buster Keaton. I thought it was pretty good. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, City Lights is great. I love the movie City Lights. We talk about this on the podcast about how there being a barrier of entry in certain cases. And this one has two big ones. One, it's in black and white, which a lot of people, that right there is like, nope, I'm not down for that. And then there's the other barrier. There's no talking in this movie, right? You're not going to hear a person's voice say sound that you can clearly understand what they're saying. That's like another huge barrier for people. But I think you can bust through that, and you are given such a beautiful human story that I still think stands the test of time. Really, the only negative I can say, which Dave had a little bit of pushback on, is that I feel like you can see the seams in Chaplin's work here, where it's like you can still see like wires hanging here and not perfect cuts between shots. If you're like a real stickler for that, that might also put you out of the movie, but there's some phenomenal work here.
Kyle was expecting Charlie Chaplin to travel into the future and rent out Lucasfilm Disney's three-dimensional backlit studio.
One of the big things is like, why not shoot this in 8K? Like, come on, like Charlie, if you want to be a filmmaker, you should know that when you create your content, the only way I'm going to be watching and consuming this content is on my phone. And I need it at the best resolution possible while I'm not really paying attention talking to my friends on the toilet.
The screen is so small that if I don't get the maximum resolution, Kyle, I have no idea what's going on.
You should have made this available on Quibi, and that would have helped save that service, probably. In both portrait mode and landscape mode.
Simultaneously. Uncompressed raw.
Charlie being auteur of my ass.
Speaking of auteur.
Yeah.
Well, it's not without its qualms. So we check out our audio recording for our full discussion. Frankly, I don't remember what I rated this movie, so I'll have to listen to it again.
That'll be great.
Good.